everyone, and welcome to prompt number 122. Every day, you gotta take a poo. That's right, we are 5 years old here. Let's just get into the prompts. Our next one is... oh my gosh, I'm struggling, and we have... okay. Alright, we have 3. Pedestal, police car, and pug, and a little bit of a spoiler over there. Uh-oh. Alright. Oh gosh, I have some ideas. Let's get into it. So obviously, maybe too obviously, right away my first idea was to create a police pug with his car on a pedestal. So maybe we have a statue that is in dedication or in memory of this police pug for everything he has done. Maybe he died tragically but also heroically to save some people in uniform or something. I don't know this pug's life. We'll figure it out later. I did want to play around with how this statue would be, so we have a little pug just on top of a cute little cartoon car. I also drew the pug holding a pedestal as if he is being rewarded a trophy instead of having him dead and being the trophy. I sketched a few additional pugs just to see different ways to stylize them if I wanted to go maybe a more realistic route, but let's be honest, I am all about the stylization, so you know I was going to go super cartoony and cute. So then it was just a matter of where I wanted this statue to be. Did I want it to be in the middle of the city? Did I want it to be like in a memorial park or something for the pug? It was time to figure that out. So I think lately when it comes to these illustrations, I have been really focusing my attention and just really focusing on storytelling, I guess. Storytelling has always been a huge part of these prompt illustrations. I think I have really discovered that I really like to create short stories, and I think it just makes the illustration have more meaning. I do like things that look pretty and are just there, but it's been really fun to create backstories or create illustrations that have a mystery, and I want to make people want to know the story behind my illustrations. I think that's kind of been my goal or my focus lately, especially as I think about books and stuff for the future. So with this illustration, like I said, I was thinking about where the statue of this pug was going to be. Was it going to be in a park like a memorial or in the middle of the city or something? What was going to be happening? So I thought it would be interesting to have this in a city, yes, but what if the statue was partially underwater? So it is a story on its own to have this pedestal of a pug in a city, so you have to wonder, what did the pug do to get a statue of him? What's the story here? How did he become a policeman? Did he die? Was he just like the companion of a police? Was he actually the police? But then it's a whole other level of storytelling when you have this city and statue underwater. So why is it underwater? What happened there? How long has it been there? How old is this? Is this the future? Is this the past? What's going on? But with that being said, I think for this particular illustration, I kind of lost sight of the illustration bit and kind of focused on the storytelling bit. I think I didn't put as much attention into the details of the illustration as I should have. So I do feel like it's a little bit more on the simple side, but I do really enjoy it. I think the focus of the statue is really cute. It's really silly. It's really stylized, which I like, and it makes you think, what's going on here? I do kind of wish I added more grass and seaweed and kelp and plants and just different things in the water just to add more detail down below into the ocean, and then having the sky a little bit more open and a place for your eyes to rest. But as usual, I think I was keeping it simple, but I think I kept it a little too simple because I think a few plants and vines and yada yada would have really brought this piece together even more. But we do have a very simple ocean scene with the city down below, and the pug is sticking out a little bit, which makes me wonder, how tall is this pug statue? Either it's a very, very tall pug statue because it is definitely higher than all of those skyscrapers in the background, or maybe there's like a big hill outside of the city that the pug statue is on, up above all of the skyscrapers. So it is, because like obviously the statue is much closer to us than the buildings are. The buildings are very far away. But yeah, as far as the story for this police pug goes, to be honest, I didn't actually really think of anything as I worked on this piece. Usually when I'm working on my 500 drawing prompts illustrations, I'm thinking of the story of the characters and what's going on. But for this particular piece, piece, nothing really came to mind, and I just kind of painted this statue pug underwater. And yeah, I don't know. As usual, I invite you guys to comment down below if you do have a story for this pug guy. It's fun that with this series, I get to encourage you guys to be creative not only artistically, but also through your writing and any other way you want to be creative. So obviously this image is very blue heavy. It's almost a monotoned illustration. I do have obviously the black of the line art, and I do add gray to the buildings and the pedestal later. But does that really count as a color, black and grays? I don't know, maybe. Overall, it is just blue. Blue sky, blue ocean, blue details. Later, at the very end, I do add some reddish brown details to the statue just to show that it's worn and maybe it's getting rusty. I originally was thinking that this was going to be made out of stone, but maybe it is a metal cast or something, bronze. I don't know. It's not bronze because it's gray. I just thought it looked a little too clean for something that was probably under the ocean for a couple hundred years, especially because, like I said, I didn't add any plants or anything. I guess this could be a future where the ocean is also dying, so there's not a whole lot of life left in the ocean. Is that my excuse? I mean, it is really odd that I only added some rusting on top of the statue instead of under it. Maybe the ocean is polluted in a way that life can't exist, and also it keeps things clean. There could be some interesting story there. Who knows? There's a lot to be left open with the story of this particular illustration that I just am not sure of yet. And if you notice, I am playing around, of course, with taping the border off in this illustration. I just really like the look of taping off a border and then having everything from the illustration down cutting through the border. It just looks so nice. I think it's become such a classic style for my illustrations. And what can I say? I love the way it looks. But yeah, like I said, I've just been really focusing on creating mysterious illustrations that definitely have a solid story. Sometimes I do some character designs, but I think for the most part, I've just been really interested in creating something that has a story. And I just really want to leave the viewers of my art wondering what is going on. It's interesting that each artist has a different goal for their art, and mine seems to be storytelling and just wanting to get an emotion and help people smile and be happy. I just want to do what good I can with my art. That's my goal. Especially because as a storyteller artist, someone that wants to illustrate stories, it's really good to practice creating a really clear image of what's being told. So even though I have been doing illustrations for years at this point, I don't know that I've really sat down and tried to communicate a story or panel or anything. I think that's definitely something that I should probably be pushing myself to do a little bit more. I mean, obviously it's not that I've never not done it. I have obviously illustrated little scenes and things, but I don't think that I've ever really thought that that's something that I should be practicing. That probably sounded very stupid. Because with wanting to illustrate a book, I need to get good at illustrating stories and certain phrases and stuff. And yeah, there you go. There is our police pug statue. It's a very simple illustration, a very simple prompt this time, but I like it. I like where I'm going with my art, and that's that. Oh, and the tape did rip up the paper a little bit. I don't like this green tape. I got it because I ran out of blue tape. In the particular store I was at only had green, so I grabbed it, and I hate it because it seems to rip up my paper. Even when I do loosen up the adhesive by sticking it on things, it still rips up. Not a fan. I need to get some blue stuff. Okay, anyways, end card time. So last week's prompts were crazy. It was cowboy, crossroads, blacksmith, and four-wheeler, and you guys really did it. Our first featured artist is ArtNerd301, who created these little cards for each individual prompt, and I just love that. They are separate in a way, but also they come together because they are cards and they're just so cute, and I love how each little one is illustrated on its own. I love sets of illustrations, what can I say? and Legata7, who did a take on my own illustration from the last prompt. So they drew themselves with their own art, but also I'm in it, so thank you very much. I think it was just really interesting to see your own interpretation of something that I did draw. So it's just really fun to see a few nods towards my art, but also it's so unique and it's yours. So I love that. So thank you all so much for joining in, and I can't wait to see what you do for this prompt. Bye!